Toy People. I'm here with Aiman Akhtar, 3D animation artist at Nickelodeon Studios, who created on his own Fungisaurs, cute little toy dinosaurs that come alive in virtual reality. Aiman, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Yeah, I'm excited to dive into your brand. You have, I've got to say, one of the coolest setups here. You created a whole jungle in your trade show booth. So I want to talk about why you decided to come to this trade show, but first, let's dive into your toy story. Have you always known you would get into kind of the toy and animation field?
That's a great question to start. So I grew up in Pakistan. I was always playing with toys. Like I was that kid that was always dreaming and just off in my own world, obsessed with animation and toys, right? Like He-Man, Thundercats, G.I. Joes, you know, Transformers. I played with all those toys and watched the shows.
Yeah.
So growing up, I kind of knew I wanted to be a creative and in that vein.
Yeah.
And when I started getting into my career as in animation, it naturally led me to being a sculptor. And then from there, it led me to, hey, let's make my own thing, so toys.
Can we talk a little bit about the process of becoming an animator? Because I don't know anything about that.
No, that's fair. That's a great...
So, so what'd you study? Animation?
So I actually studied here in Chicago at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. I did a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art and Tech, focusing on animation. The Art Institute is a lovely school, the School of the Art Institute, for learning everything. So I bounced around from like fashion illustration to welding to sculpting and carving with wood to primarily focusing on working on digital art out of computers. And I prepared a whole demo reel and a website for all the things I could do. So modeling something in 3D in Maya, texturing it and painting it, being able to rig it and animate it, learning the whole process, you know? That's what you should do if you want to get into animation now, is figure out, do you want to do 2D? Do you want to do stop motion? Do you want to do 3D? And I really wanted to do 3D. So I learned how to be a generalist. And from there, I bounced around various studios and jobs until I got to where I wanted to be.
What was like the first job you had in animation?
So the first thing I ever got, Chicago is primarily a advertising hub of the US. Test all the products in the Midwest, because if it does well in the Midwest, it'll do well everywhere. So a lot of ad agencies like Leo Burnett, a lot of jobs for like McDonald's, Secret Deodorant. I was working on Harley Davidson projects for a couple of years. So a lot of their art is now 3D because it makes a lot more sense to put the bikes together in 3D and shoot them digitally with like real photography-based lighting backgrounds than it does to assemble a bike, put it on a truck, get it on location, shoot it in somewhere new, you know? So that's one of my first jobs, is I started learning through advertising. A lot of agency work, and then from there, I made the move from Chicago to LA about 8 years ago. I left advertising behind and started doing VFX, so working on movies, and started working on concept art. And from there, I bounced to tech and games and stop motion animation and a lot of 3D printing. And then from that to Nickelodeon animation, where I'm at now.
We're gonna get to Fungisaurs, but I have a few questions about animation.
Keep going.
I love animated movies, and I studied a little tiny bit, like a few classes. In like SolidWorks mostly, Rhino, things like that. So I can kind of see how much effort goes into just making one figure, and I can't even imagine animating it and rigging it. So from what I've researched about like animated movies, you might do like a 5-minute portion of a movie. Is that how it works?
It depends. So if you're an animator, your job is to, you know, take assets that have been built and just move them and take a picture, move them, take a picture, move them, take a picture. And that process, you can maybe get 1 second of animation in a day. So it's a very lengthy process. I'm on the production art side now. I'm a creative director, but like I'm on the production side most of my career, in which I make the assets. So my primary job is as a sculptor. So I make the characters, sets, and props that then will get used
and animated
in part of the pipeline. So there's, in animation, it's a very collaborative medium. If you work with the whole team, you only do a very small part of the process. So you're either modeling, or you're texturing, or you're rigging, or you're animating. It's great to learn everything to start. But when you get into a professional pipeline, you're going to be doing just one thing very well.
And is the part that you're doing like the most like freedom and creative? It seems like, because you get to sculpt, you kind of like get to start from scratch, whereas everybody else has like a baseline to like, okay, I have to light this really well, I have to rig this really well, but you get to be part of like the concept art, like you said.
That's actually a great question. So I guess I'm still part of like the early part of the process.
Yeah.
But before me are all the 2D artists, you know, that I cannot describe enough how vital their role is. They're the true creators because they work with the writers and like the directors to create the initial vision.
Yeah.
So they create the key art, the concept art, the storyboards, and all of that is what I use to build off of. However, my job primarily is to understand what the director's vision is and what the 2D artist's vision is, and then translate that appealing, beautiful 2D drawing into an appealing 3D shape.
Yeah.
And that took a while to train my eye for. Because it's a very complicated process to distill that appeal of something 2D and make it 3D.
Yeah.
It's okay, it's doable to make something look good from one angle.
Yeah.
But making it look good from every angle is a hard challenge.
In toy design, for me, I've always been in the situation where I sketch it and I'm involved most of the way until it's on shelf.
Yeah.
So I always wondered with animation what it feels like as a person who's a part of it, but you've only been a part of it for the small part, and then you go to like maybe a movie or the premiere and you see it and you're like, when did all that other stuff happen? Like I've been spending the last 2 years doing this.
That's really fun, actually. Right? That's the best part of working in animation is the people.
Yeah.
It's getting to see something that you were a part of come alive. And so to me, I'm creating these characters. I'm like a real big part of the initial props and sets and character creation, but I don't feel like I breathe life into it. That's really the animators because they actually move it, you know?
So cool.
Yeah, and it's lovely to see something that you've helped create having a life of its own.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I love about making my own brand.
Yes. So where'd you come up with the idea for Fungisaurus?
So the idea for Fungisaurs came up out of In-N-Out Burger.
What?
That's the best place of all the birthplace of all the ideas in California. I went to Yosemite National Park, and on the drive back, like it was really rainy season, so I saw a lot of mushroom and fungi popping up everywhere. And so I picked up a mushroom hunting catalog. And as a sculptor, I was just drawn to the shapes because they're such beautiful organic shapes. I didn't know anything about mushrooms at the time except that, I eat them, you know? Or I don't eat them. That's all I know. But I was really intrigued by the beautiful organic shapes. And then on the drive back down to LA, we stopped at In-N-Out Burger. They gave us some dinosaur stickers because they had a thing going on, like a promotion or something. And I had the dinosaur stickers in the mushroom hunting catalog sitting in front of me. And I started sketching all these hybrid characters. And I was like, there's a lot here. And this deserves to be made into, something that can make an impact.
And this is like, it's expandable.
It's so expandable because there's, dinosaurs were around for 150 million years. They're evergreen. People love them.
Yeah.
I grew up before Pokemon. I memorized thousands of dinosaur names.
Really?
I was that kid, right?
Oh my God. I had a dinosaur VHS that I don't remember what it was called, but I was obsessed with it.
Right?
It was just like an educational cartoon about dinosaurs.
Yeah, and we're fascinated by that world and like these giants lumbering around the planet. And so dinosaurs are fascinating since Jurassic Park and even before, Land Before Time. There's so much there, right?
Yeah.
But then I started looking at fungi even closer, and they've been around for 3 billion years.
Oh, really?
They turned the rocks on this planet into dirt so that plants could take hold. The first 30-foot tall structures weren't trees, they were fungi.
Shut up.
The largest organism right now and the oldest are fungi.
Interesting.
And they do so much for the environment. They filter water. They get rid of toxins. They get rid of, after oil spills, after radiation spills, fungi are the first thing that clean up so other things can grow.
Interesting.
They do so much bioremediation that I realized this is an amazing opportunity to create an animated show, a series, a whole world showing kids that, hey, climate change is happening, it's real.
Yeah.
But there's something that can be done about it. And so what if I make magical creatures that do just that based on real world science?
Yeah, I love that. So tell me about these magical creatures. Who am I looking at right here? Who's this?
So this is one of my favorite characters. It's called a paradox. It's based on the Amanita muscaria mushroom, the famous Mario mushroom with the red and white dots, and a Parasaurolophus, which is a real dinosaur.
I've never heard of that before. Okay.
And so all of the Fungisaurs are specific dinosaurs combined with specific fungi to create beautiful, appealing shapes and fun characters. This is one of my favorite characters because he's got the perpetual puppy eyes. He's just like,
Yeah, cute.
And to me, like, all of the Fungisaurs are, created in like a mad science experiment.
Okay.
They get out, they spore like mushrooms, they land somewhere ideal, they start growing, they start sprouting legs, and they start walking around.
That's cool.
And then they get bigger and bigger and bigger. So all of the Fungisaur's toys are like little baby characters. And the essence of the stories in the animation that I'm building is these babies need to be, us humans, kids need to find these creatures and take them to somewhere more ideal where they can then grow and then shape the environment and kind of re-wild spaces.
You have an iPad here with like an app. Is there an app that does that?
So that's actually, thank you for the amazing segue. When I started playing with toys as a kid, it was toys and then animation, right?
Right.
But now more and more, there's games. And the games are so interactive, they're so fun, they're so appealing that I was like, you know what, if I'm starting a thing, as a sculptor primarily, I'm gonna start with toys. So 4 years ago, we did a Kickstarter, we made these 8 characters. It's a mystery box set, so you get one of these 8 characters in the set.
Okay.
Paradox is one of my favorites, but there's 8 characters in the set, and we made an app to bring them to life in augmented reality. So if you go, it's a free app called Fungisaurs ARIs.
This is beautiful.
They're all animated characters. You can see them all. I'm gonna try to bring it a little closer to the camera, despite it might be tough to see on the screen. You can actually play with them as virtual pets. So you can select each character, you can interact with them here, right? There's also a mode.
I want to interact with them.
Please, yeah. Let's see. So there's, you can tap, swipe, hold interactions. You can do an AR play once you select them, walk them around, feed them, do dance parties and things like that. There's also a mode where you can do ARIs, and this is the thing that's most exciting to me, because I wanted to do the next level of physical to digital technology, like Skylanders, Amiibo, Disney Infinity. I wanted the toys to come alive. So what we figured out in our startup is object tracking to bring the toys to life. No need for chips or RFID chips or anything tags in the toys. You can just go to ARIs and an outline of the toy comes up. You select whichever toy you get out of the mystery box. And once you line up the toy, he comes alive. And you can start interacting with this character now. Tap, swipe, hold interactions. You can feed them different things.
This is awesome.
You can shower them. You can pet them. So we created like a virtual pet game, like a Tamagotchi, but for a new generation in which the toys themselves are interactive.
Does he have like food levels, like he's hungry?
He's just got a happiness meter.
Oh, happiness
And so
meter,
you can like keep him happy or sad, but because it's all object track, I can move the toy around and interact with it, and it's all happening live.
That's so cool.
And so what I dig about this is it opens up a whole new world of toy interactivity that no one's really doing. And as an independent startup, I wanted to push the bounds of this, like how far can we take it? So now we're working on a board game where we figured out cards working with the object tracking of the toys based on proximity. And it's really cutting edge stuff.
How much of this development did you do? Like, did you do all of the 3D rendering?
I did all the 3D models. I did a lot of the textures. I did a lot of the rigging, and then I brought on other riggers. I brought on other animators, including some of the animation.
And funding, was it all from the Kickstarter?
No, we did a startup. So we did initial Kickstarter. We only raised 20K. That's what we were going for, and we raised like 22, and I was happy. And that's what helped us put half the funds and then the other half for the toys. We put ourselves and we made toys. We made 16,000 toys, and then we started working on the app. The app, we partner with Octagon Studios that are developers out of Indonesia and Ireland to do the programming, and we provided a lot of the assets so that they could help us build our vision out. And
how'd you find them?
At Augmented World Expo. So I started doing a lot of expos with the toys and saying, here, this is my vision, this is what I want to happen, and I want to do it independently because I want to retain control, I want to build a brand, I want to do something that can make an impact. Great stories, right? I don't want to just rush to make a show. I want to make something complete.
So wait, is a show coming?
It is, eventually.
Okay, no, I mean, you've got a lot on your hands.
No, we've already gotten writers. We put together a whole animatic, like a 5-minute pitch for the show. We've done like it's 2D art that is sequential. We did composing, we did voice actors.
How are you funding
put it all together?
This?
A lot of through my own efforts and my own job. So I do work for companies like Nickelodeon, and I put a lot of the funding into my own projects.
Wow.
And we've been a Delaware incorporated seed stage startup for about a couple of years now. We started in 2019. 2020 technically is when we officially launched the startup. So far we've raised about, I think, 150K, 200K in financing. But that's not enough because this is about, this is like 500-600K worth of work. So a lot of people believe in me because of the amount of effort I put into it. And so they are willing to take a chance on equity for something like this because they understand that I'm not going to stop until I build this thing to the heights that I want to. So we started with the toys. We've got the game now. It's out free for iOS and Android. You can download Fungisaurs ARIs. The more toys you collect, the more you scan in, the more populate into the game.
Oh, so it's empty when you first start.
It's empty. You get one character to start, and you have to scan them in.
Oh, that's
And
great.
you actually scan the toys, and then they get added to your list, and then now you can play with them, right?
That's so...
And so we're leveraging a lot of this new technology, trying to create something really cool. And now my goal is to create children's books, animated content like TikTok and like actual shows to make people fall in love with these characters, because no one knows about Fungisaurs yet. I've been doing a lot of this development on my own. We're in about 170 stores now. We sold about 10,000 toys.
What kind of stores?
Toy stores. So like in Chicago, we're in Rotofugi, in like California, a lot on the West Coast, because I'm based out of LA. We're in the West Coast, in Utah and Colorado, in the Pacific Northwest. So independent toy stores.
What do you find is the benefit of coming to an in-person show like this, like Chi-Town?
So that's my main purpose, is to come to independent shows, get the word out about my brand, get small toy stores to carry us. We're not on Amazon yet. We're not going to Target or Walmart or any big stores yet. We want to just do a groundswell independently.
Yeah.
Kind of like Mushroom do. Like they kind of grow their mycelium roots and get a really strong base.
I love how you've become like a mushroom expert. Like, this is hilarious.
They're fascinating. You know, there's so much of the conversation around dinosaurs is like, oh, they're big, and you know, so much of the conversation around mushrooms is like, oh, they're food or they're psychedelic. And like, no, that's 1% of mushrooms.
Right.
There's so many more.
Well, I love the passion here.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, where can people find you? Where are you online?
So Fungisaurs.com, Fungisaurs on Instagram. We're gonna start doing more TikToks and more YouTubing and stuff over this coming year. All of up to the development up to this point has been independently done as side project almost, you know?
Right.
We've done a lot. We've done more than most people do full time because of the passion, like you said, you know? But now it's time to get, you know, more and more full time on this project and start growing it to the heights. You know, one day I can imagine not just a show, a theme park maybe.
Yeah.
Always shoot for the stars. Like the purpose
seriously.
of coming to shows like this is to make the connections, get the word out there about your brand and the thing you want to build. You can license your invention or your brand to other companies that are better suited to get it out, or you can double down on doing it yourself.
Yeah.
And I always recommend do whatever you can yourself. So.
I mean, congratulations. How has the show been for you?
So far, so great. I think we'll make the booth cost within the day.
Great. I love that.
Thanks so much. I appreciate the encouragement. Always encourage your independent creators and people like this. Like, if you come to these shows just as a guest or, you know, just to come check out the cool stuff, it goes a long way for brands to just buy a little toy or give them encouragement, because for small creators like us, it's everything, you know?
Has anyone tried to buy you out early on that you were just like, no, I'm growing this big, I'm growing this big?
I'm not going to name names, but but I'm not interested. I want to really make something that makes an impact and inspire a next generation of kids with great entertainment.
It's hard, like when you let a company buy you out, like, you don't know if the integrity will get held.
I don't want like to make a traditional kids boys brand or a girls brand or fit into any of these categories or boxes. I want to make something that transcends, you know, that welcomes the weird, that allows people to be themselves and bring themselves into it. That's why this virtual pet game doesn't have clear instructions what to do.
So you can just explore.
You can explore, you can raise your pets how you would want to raise your pets.
Right,
and that's really the fun of it. Imaginative play and enabling it is all about letting your kids do what they would do normally anyway.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here today. I think I'm going to invite you back in the future, because I could see awards in your future. We're going to have to talk again soon.
Happy to be back and do this again.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. It was great meeting you.